Question 2. On the grid, draw the graph of y equals 4x minus 1 from x equals minus 2 to x equals 4. Now there's a longer way and a quicker way of doing this. I'm going to talk about the longer way first of all, because this sort of question typically might have a part A where you have a table of values that you have to complete. And generally speaking, this is the easier way, just what's taught first when it comes to drawing straight lines. So we have to start from minus 2 and we have to end at 4. How many numbers you pick in between whenever you make up your table of values is entirely up to yourself. I'd say always pick 0 and 1 because they're the easiest numbers to sub in and get right. You don't need anything else after that technically though. So if I sub minus 2 into our formula here for x, I'm going to have a 4 times minus 2, take away 1 for the y coordinate, which will give me a minus 9. So I can substitute a minus 9 in here. If I sub 0 in, it's a really nice one to put in because 4 times 0 is nothing, and then I end up with just a takeaway 1. If I'm subbing 1 in, that's also quite nice because I'm just going to end up with a 4 takeaway 1 for a 3. And then when I sub 4 in, I'm going to end up with a 16 takeaway 1 for a 15. And that will give me the last number here. Now, these values are pairs of coordinates or points. So this is minus 2 comma minus 9, which we're going to plot on our graph. This is 0 comma minus 1, which we're going to plot on our graph. This is 1 comma 3, which we're going to plot on our graph, and 4, 15. Technically, the only two that you absolutely need are these two because of the fact that they're at the edge of the graph in which we're being asked to draw, but the more points you have in between, the more likely you'll be able to catch yourself out in case you make a mistake. So first point, minus 2 comma minus 9. Minus 2 is here. Minus 9, this is going up in 2 squares for every 1. So I'm looking at here for minus 9. So I'm going to be careful with this. There's going to be our point. Then we have a 0 comma minus 1, which is going to be here, 2 squares below 0. A 1 comma 3, so this would be 1, 2, 3 there. So where was I? There. That's 1 comma 3. And then lastly 4 comma 15. So I'm going to be up this dark line here, 15 where they meet like so. So those are my 3 points. All I need to now do is draw a straight line, line up the ruler, make sure that we go through all those points. If you don't go through all those points, you'll know something's wrong. So the nice thing of having more and more points is, for example, if I put that one in the wrong place, even if I'd put it here or here, you'd be able to see straight away that it's gone wrong. So that's the long way, or the easier way of drawing a straight line when you use a table of values. A stronger way of doing it, which I'm just going to show now, but if you don't remember it, it is what it is where we first of all start with the y-intercept. So if you've got it in y equals mx plus c form, which our line is, then the y-intercept that I've highlighted there in orange is where it crosses the y-axis. So I've highlighted our point on our graph in orange, so we know that point straight away whenever we've got our equation in y equals mx plus c form. The next value, 4, tells us what the gradient is. And our gradient is a rise over run. It's the steepness of the line, which if we have a whole number like this, we can write as 4 over 1. So what that means is that we're going to go 4 up for every 1 to the right. Now that's not 4 squares for every 1 square along. It's based on the scale that we have here. So if I'm going 1 up to the right, then that would take me to here. And then going up 1 involves a jump of 2 here, a jump of 2 here, followed by another jump, followed by another jump, followed by another jump. So there's your plus 4 there going rise, and there's your plus 1. And you basically keep doing that. So if I go another 4 and 1, I get another point. I go another 4 and 1, I get another point. And that's a way that you get a bunch of points that you can then draw. Of course, going the other way, I'm going to go 1 left and 4 down, 1 left, 4 down, and you get all the points that you need that way. That would be the quicker way of doing it, but if you don't remember it, table of values will always work. Done.